Meet our think tank. They answered hundreds of general knowledge questions before the show. Their answers are in, but how helpful will they be to our three contestants? Playing the game with us are Jude, a social enterprise student from Stockport, Chris, a portfolio director from London, and Ross, a sports coaching student from Greenock. This is Think Tank. Welcome to the show. Welcome, as always, to our think tank. We seem to have coordinated this think tank by generation, with youth and vigour at the back and maturity and wisdom at the front.
Yes.
Or is it just age before beauty? No. You all look absolutely lovely. Well, let's hope that this group's varied careers in HR, tourism, local government and hospitality will provide a broad range of knowledge to assist our three contestants, Jude, Chris and Ross. Great to have you with us. Jude, you're between careers at the moment, are you?
Yeah, I am. I've just left local government after 30 years and I'm training to be a social entrepreneur. Sounds very flashy.
What is that?
Yes, it means that I'm working in communities to help develop local employment, help to kind of put something back into community.
Good. Some people feel a little bit shy when they come on the show, but for you, this wouldn't be the worst thing that's ever happened to you like that.
No, afraid not. My worst moment was walking through Manchester city centre with my skirt tucked in my underwear for about a half a mile. Absolutely no idea until I looked into a shop window and saw my knickers.
Oh, dear, that's awful. Who's had an embarrassing moment here in the tank? Diane.
I got my head stuck in the railings outside of British Home Stores.
Really? What were you doing?
I wanted to see the fountain.
How old were you at the time?
I wasn't that young, actually, but it was people had put money in the fountain and I'd put my head in to have a better look and then I couldn't get it back out again.
Was the fire brigade called?
No, luckily there were some strong people, so the railings have got that shape in to get my big head back out.
No pictures, I suppose.
No, luckily.
Thanks for sharing. Good luck, Jude.
Thank you.
Chris, you're a portfolio director. What's that mean?
Providing investment advice to retail clients and professional advisors.
Stocks and shares?
Yes.
I've got a portfolio, actually, I need a little bit of help with. It's this lot. Do you think, are they gilt-edged shares or junk bonds?
They look very gilt-edged to me.
Oh. You're all keepers, so. OK, Ross, you are a sports coach student.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
OK, we need a bit of coaching here, actually, because particularly Max, you need some coaching in actually watching sport, don't you?
Yes, I live with some very ardent Arsenal fans, and I've actually been banned from speaking on match days. Anything I say will inevitably be wrong. Things like, what's that chap with the flag doing?
So, look, can you give him some handy phrases that he might be able to chuck in when he's watching with his mates?
So if you're watching with your friends, maybe chuck in maybe a holding midfielder, something like that.
Hold the midfielder?
Yeah.
No, not hold the midfielder. Somebody who's running around the middle of the pitch, holding midfielder.
Hold midfielder.
OK. Good luck to all three of you. Over 3 rounds, our contestants will try to tap into the knowledge of the think tank to build up as much money as possible. The 2 highest scorers progress to the final, but ultimately just one will walk away with a cash prize. So let's play the first round. So in this round, I'm going to ask you a question, then every member of the think tank will reveal the answer that they gave before the show. So the correct answer is always going to be there somewhere, any number of mistakes in the mix as well, OK? Pick out the right answer, £200 will be added to your prize fund. 2 questions each. Jude, you're up first.
OK.
So here's a question we put to the think tank. Who is Blue Peter's longest-serving female presenter of all time? Have a think about that while we see what the think tank thought. Starting with Peter.
Anthea Turner.
Diane Louise Jordan.
Connie Huck.
Rochelle Humes.
Valerie Singleton.
Valerie Singleton.
Valerie Singleton.
Mary.
3 go for Valerie Singleton. Most popular choice doesn't mean necessarily that they're right, but there's a range of other names to choose from as well.
My first thought was Valerie Singleton. It's probably the maturity on the front row that I'm going with on this one. In terms of that, I would say Valerie Singleton.
OK. Who is Blue Peter's longest-serving female presenter of all time? Jude, you're going with Valerie Singleton. Let's see if you're right. It's Connie Huck. In fact, She worked on Blue Peter from December 1997 to January 2008. No money for you there, Jude. And we move on to Chris. Here's your first question. George Valentin, Pepe Miller, and a dog named Jack are major characters in which Oscar-winning film? Let's see what the think tank thought.
The Wizard of Oz.
Boyhood.
The Artist.
Titanic.
The Artist.
Digby.
Artists.
A Fish Called Wanda.
Fair range to choose from there, Chris. Do you remember this film at all?
I must confess I haven't seen it, but I think I will go with The Artist.
OK. George Valentin, Pepe Miller, and a dog named Jack are major characters in which Oscar-winning film? You're saying The Artist. Let's see if you're right. Well done. You are indeed right. It's The Artist. So it was an almost entirely silent film. Won Oscars, in fact, for Best Picture, Best Director and Best Actor in 2012. So well done, Chris. £200 to you. Ross, you've seen how it works. Here's your first question. Which historical figure married Clementine Hosier in 1908? Here's what the think tank had to say about that.
Charles Darwin.
Charles II.
Herbert Asquith.
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
Emmeline Pankhurst.
Winston Churchill.
Vincent van Gogh.
So, again, a wide range for you to choose from there. Got any thoughts about that, Ross?
I'll go with Winston Churchill, since there's two in the front row have said it.
Which historical figure married Clementine Hosier in 1908? Ross, you're saying it's Winston Churchill. Let's see if you're right. Winston Churchill it is. Well done. Famously happy marriage. They had 5 children. Charles II, Lucy.
Yeah.
He lived a long time before he got married.
1300s. I've been waking up in a cold sweat ever since the day we did all the questions. We did hundreds. And in the dying moments, I thought, Charles II. I went back and changed an answer. This was not the question I meant to change the answer to. And I've been praying this didn't come up. It's come up.
OK. £200 to you then, Ross, and we come back to Jude for your second question. Which word that represents a letter of the NATO phonetic alphabet is also the name of a national capital city? Have a think about that while we see what the think tank said.
Quebec.
Lima.
Lima.
Quebec.
Java.
Lima.
Berlin.
Sydney.
So, several different choices. 3 go for Lima, but you can have several others.
I'm thinking Lima.
Which word that represents a letter of the NATO phonetic alphabet is also the name of a national capital city? Jude's going with Lima. Let's see if she's right. Lima it is. Well done. The NATO phonetic alphabet, widely used in radio communications and aircraft as well, so it's that Alpha Bravo.
Yeah.
£200 to you, Jude. And Chris, we come on to you. Zlatan Ibrahimovic represents which country in international football? Let's see what the think tank kicked around. Peter.
Spain.
Croatia.
Serbia.
Poland.
Russia.
Slovakia.
Russia.
Sweden.
7 different European countries to choose from.
Yes.
How good are you at your football knowledge?
Very good.
OK.
So I know he's originally from Croatia, but he moved to Sweden as a youngster and he represents Sweden. So I'm going to go with Cleve's answer. We're both for the same mind on that one.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic represents which country in international football? Chris is saying Sweden. Let's see if he's right. Back of the net. Sweden it is. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, actually, Chris, born in Sweden. Yeah.
OK.
But you got the right answer. So £200 to you. And Ross, we move on to your second question. Peggy is a traditional shortening of which 3-syllable woman's name? Peter.
Elizabeth.
Philippa.
Patricia.
Patricia.
Margaret.
Penelope.
Margaret.
Petulia.
Tricky one, this, Ross.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of Peggy Mitchell's real name in EastEnders.
Get out my pub.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm not too sure. I'll go for Margaret.
OK, Peggy is a traditional shortening of which three-syllable woman's name? Ross is saying Margaret. The correct answer is... Yes, indeed, Margaret it is. Got to come from Margaret to Maggie, to Meggie, to Peggy. Well done. So £200 to you, Ross. That brings us to the end of the first round. Let's see how you're all doing. Currently, Jude is on £200. Chris and Ross are tied on £400. Every member of the think tank is holding 2 questions which they answered correctly before the show. You will take it in turns to pick someone from the think tank whose knowledge you think you can match. For every correct answer, another £200 will be added to your prize fund. Once a think tanker has asked both of their questions, though, they can't be picked again, OK? Jude, you get to go first. Who would you like?
Oh, you're all such a lovely smiling lot.
There you are.
Now, Jackie, I feel an instant bond with you because we're local government people, so can I pick you, please?
I'm also interested in the accent as well.
Yes, from Bolton.
Not too far, not too far, no. Hey up, lass.
You could be related.
We probably are.
Is that with Jude?
I know.
Yeah. I know the answer to this one because I've travelled quite extensively in Thailand.
Oh.
In Thai cuisine, what type of food is tom yum?
Do you know your Thai food?
I do. I'm afraid to say I'm another fellow traveller. I've been to Southeast Asia quite a lot and I have tried tom yum and very much like it. It's a soup.
Is it a soup?
You're spot on, and it's lovely as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Often made with fish or prawns.
Oh, thank you.
£200 for you then, Jude. Chris, you're up next. Who would you like to choose?
I'm going to go with Peter.
Peter, our pizza waiter.
OK. I didn't actually see this film, but I've heard so much about it, so good luck with this one.
OK.
Who played Al Pacino's father in the 1972 film The Godfather?
Who played Al Pacino's father in the 1972 film The Godfather?
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando, is that right?
That's correct, it's Marlon Brando.
Well done. Marlon Brando played Don Corleone, of course, and won an Oscar for it too. Peter, I'm amazed. Film is your thing, and you've never seen it.
Just not quite got to the video store to get it out yet.
Tell you what, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. I've got it on DVD, actually. Come round to mine and we'll watch it. Again and again. And again. All right. Well done, Chris. £200 to you. And Ross, your choice.
I'm going to go for a younger person at the back, so I'm going to go Anisha.
Our office assistant, Anisha.
Right, well, I don't know how I got this answer because it's about sport. So you should be all right, actually. Yeah. The question is, which sportsman married Kim Sears in 2015?
Which sportsman married Kim Sears in 2015?
Well, I play and watch a lot of tennis. Andy is my favourite player, so Andy Murray.
Is he right?
It is Andy Murray.
And he got married in his hometown in Dunblane. And as a Scot, you'd be drummed out, wouldn't you, if you hadn't got that one?
I would... Nope, I'd be chucked out of the country, I think.
OK. £200 to you, Ross. Well done. Jude, come back to you.
I still stay with the older, maturer element of the think tank. I'm going for Ken.
Our retired holiday rep, Ken.
Which Spanish city is the capital of the region of Catalonia?
Have you travelled to Spain?
I have. I'm thinking Barcelona.
Barcelona?
Yes, perfect answer. Barcelona.
Well done. Well done. £200 to you, Jude. Chris, you can still choose anyone you like.
Someone from the back, Max or Lucy. I'll go with Max.
Our English literature graduate, Max.
Very kind of you, Chris, thank you. I read slightly too many 19th century novels when I was growing up, and I started fantasising about being a dashing cavalry officer. But, of course, then I grew up and realised that horses aren't really a very big part of modern military forces. So I have to put that dream aside. But what is the popular name of the Royal Military Academy in Berkshire?
I have heard Sandhurst a lot mentioned, so I'm going to go for Sandhurst.
Is he right?
You're absolutely right. It's Sandhurst.
It's an officer training centre, and Prince Harry went there. I can see you as a dashing cavalry officer. Captain Max.
Oh, that's very kind, Bill.
In your fantasy life, you go charging through the battlefield. You win all sorts of medals, and then you wake up. And you find yourself here on the £200 to Chris. Ross, we move on to you, and you've still got the whole field.
I'm going to go Peter.
Tofu is traditionally made from what type of bean?
Tofu is traditionally made from what type of beans?
I do not like beans one bit, so I am not sure at all. As one I know, pinto.
Pinto, is that the right answer?
Afraid it's not, it's soya bean.
Soya beans is what we're looking for. Soya beans. No money for you there, Ross. And we come back to Jude for your next question. You can ask anybody you like apart from Peter.
I'm going to stick with my winning group on the front row, and I'm going to go for Diane.
Hello.
Hello.
OK. Right, before I ask this question, I have to give you the vision. So my hair's in plaits, I've got no makeup on, my glasses are at the end of my nose, and I've got my spectacular onesie on. So that's just to put you in the right frame of reference. Who plays the title role in the TV detective series Columbo?
Who plays the title role in the TV detective series Columbo?
OK, I am old enough to know this. Peter Falk.
Peter Falk, very well remembered, if that's right. Is she?
Absolutely spot on. Well done.
What's with the whole onesie curlers thing?
You have Columbo Day, so the chairs reclined, and you've got your mug of cocoa, and it's got the whipped cream on the top, and he's on the telly, and you're happy.
You know what? You know how to live.
We're all coming round to your house.
All right, so Jude, £200 to you. Chris, we come to you again, and you can still choose anybody apart from Peter.
I didn't choose Lucy before, so I'll choose her now.
Lucy?
I run a dance school, so I knew the answer because I actually teach ballet. In ballet, what is a grand jeté?
In ballet, what is a grand jeté?
Ballet is not my forte. I'm going to go for a big double spin in the air or something like that. Yeah.
Double spin in the air?
Well, if you do one en tournant, it would indeed be a double spin, but this is just a jump.
Just a jump. OK. I remember jetés very well from when I was on Strictly. And Karen Hardy, my partner, said I should have been leaping like a gazelle, but I was just lumbering around like a cart horse. So she made me do these jumps to practice my jeté, right? I fell over, twisted my ankle, tore a ligament, it got inflamed and then infected. Took ages to get better. I looked incredibly brave, and I stayed in the competition several weeks longer than I should have. Because I got all those sympathy votes. It was wonderful. Best thing ever happened to me. OK, so good try, Chris. Not quite right, I'm afraid, so nothing for you there. And Ross, we move on to you. Anyone but Peter still?
I feel sorry for Cleve, as he's not read that question out yet, so I want to pick Cleve.
Our musician, Cleve.
Your sorrow may be misplaced, young man. The comedian Tommy Cooper was best known for wearing what sort of hat?
I, unfortunately, don't know who Tommy Cooper is, and I'm not a hat connoisseur, so it's not great. I'll have a guess and say a bowler hat.
Was it a bowler hat?
Fortunately not. It was a fez, just like that. It's a fez.
It was a fez. And how did you wear it, Thing Tangus? Just like that. Just like that. Just like that.
Just like that.
What's going on?
Tommy Cooper.
No idea, mate. On
He was
your
a
own. I'm just like,
hugely famous comedian. Did very funny one-liners, sometimes pretty awful jokes, but he just made you laugh. And his catchphrase was, just like that. Yeah. No money for you there, Ross, and that brings us to the end of the second round. Shall we see how your prize funds have changed? Ross, you have £600. Jude and Chris are tied on £800. One of you will shortly have to leave the game. One last chance, though, for any of you to take the lead so you can catch up, Ross. All of you are now going to be asked the same question. Two members of the think tank will then come along and tell you the answer that they gave before the show and why they believe they're correct. Only one of them is going to be right. If you side with the correct person, you'll get an all-important £200 added to your total. Just 5 questions remain, though, before we do have to say goodbye to one of you, so do choose your answers carefully, OK? First up, then, we're going to hear answers from Peter and Cleve. Here's the question. Which is Frank Sinatra's best-selling single in the UK? Peter.
I think it's New York, New York, because I remember watching the film Gremlins too, when they all sort of singing along and they were having a good time. And it's always stuck in my mind, that song has.
All right. Cleve.
Frank Sinatra, the greatest of all, and part of the triumph of the Rat Pack. Now the end is near, and we face the final curtain. I decided it had to be My Way.
OK. Cleve says My Way. Peter says New York, New York. Contestants, please lock in your answers. All 3 of you going with My Way. Are you singing the right tune? You are indeed, My Way. So My Way had almost 1 million sales in the UK. New York, New York, a relatively late recording by Sinatra in the late 70s. And a beautiful rendition there, Cleve.
Oh, I could do it even better. I could do it with the real voice. Did it my way.
There you go. Thanks very much. So we add £200 to all of your prize funds. For our next question, we hear answers from Max and Jackie. Here it is. In terms of motor vehicles, for what is the word bus short? Max.
So the word bus comes from omnibus, which, of course, has its roots in the Latin for all. Now, obviously, the bus was part of that Victorian project to sort of bring all the peoples of the city together, prince and pauper, cheek by jowl, travelling to their places of work, all through London and, of course, other cities in the UK as well. So, omnibus. And, of course, that eventually got shortened to bus.
Jackie?
Very passionate, isn't it?
He is.
It's called bus because it's short for business vehicle as opposed to private vehicles, which people had. So other people drove around in their own cars, but this was a business vehicle.
So, a vehicle for business. OK, so your options are business vehicle or omnibus. Contestants, please lock in your answers. All 3 of you, again, on the same lines, saying omnibus is the word for which bus is short. Let's see if you're right. Indeed, you are. As Max said, it is derived from the Latin, meaning for all, omnibus. Well done. Thank you.
He knew that Latin had come in sometime.
Finally, at last. Well done. Thank you both. And, again, you all get £200. Our next think tankers coming up are Lucy and Peter. And here is their question. Beluga caviar is traditionally made from the eggs of which fish? Lucy.
Well, I must admit, not a dish I've eaten myself, but I do know that they farm salmon quite extensively. And I think if you're going to go to all that trouble to farm a fish, it can't just be for the flesh to eat, it must also be for the eggs. So I say salmon.
Peter?
I think it's sturgeon. For some reason, it came out of my head. I just remember fishiness, and I remember that there was a leader in Scotland called Sturgeon, so I just think it's sturgeon.
Well, that's quite a logic, isn't it? So here are your choices, sturgeon or salmon. Please lock in your answers. And Jude's gone with sturgeon. Chris and Ross have gone for salmon. Let's see who's right. Sturgeon it is.
Oh, well done.
It's a delicacy traditionally produced in the Caspian and Black Seas. How you got that answer right, Peter, I'm not entirely sure. But well done anyway. £200 to you, Jude. And for our next question, we hear answers from Diane and Jackie. Here we go. Benedict Cumberbatch gave a reading at the reburial of which King of England in 2015? Diane.
I believed it was Richard III because they found his bones under a car park and they decided to take him back to Leicestershire and give him a proper kingly reburial.
Richard III. Jackie.
Well, it is a Richard, but it's Richard II. Benedict Cumberbatch did give a reading, but I don't think it was either a relative or a friend of his, so I don't know what the connection was, really. And you're right about the car park bit.
OK. Richard II, Richard III. Those are the choices. Contestants, please lock in your answers. You've all gone with Richard III. Let's see if you're right. You are indeed. Richard III is correct. At the service, Benedict Cumberbatch read a poem by the poet laureate Carol Ann Duffy. And in fact, he is a descendant of Richard III.
Is
Jackie.
he?
Yeah.
Right, I thought he'd just gone for the ham sandwiches.
Off you go. Where do we get them from? That's what I want. £200 to each of you. And for our final question in this round, we'll hear answers from Anisha and Ken. Here's the question. Which female singer had UK #1 singles every year from 2007 to 2013? Anisha?
OK, guys, so I went with Rihanna for 2 reasons. The first reason is because she makes banger after banger. Second of all, we're both of Bajan heritage. I think she must be my cousin because it's a really small island, so we have to, you know, support family, and that's the reason I went for Rihanna.
The Barbados connection.
Exactly.
All right. Ken?
Well, I've got to confess, the last record I bought was played at 78 speed on a wind-up gramophone. But I do actually like this lady concerned, and I do follow her career, and I'm going to go for Beyoncé.
Beyoncé or Rihanna, those are your choices. Please lock in your answers. Jude and Chris have gone with Beyoncé. Ross is out on his own with Rihanna. Who's right? Rihanna it is. She makes banger after banger after banger.
Banger after banger.
Yeah, so much for the sausages. When did she get time to make the records?
I've learned so much being on this show. It's amazing.
Well done, Anisha. Thank you both.
Wow, well done.
And that means that, Ross, you get £200 there. That's the end of round 3. In the lead is Jude with £1,600. Tied in second place are Chris and Ross on £1,400. As you know, only 2 contestants can go through to the final, so we're going to have a tie break to determine who gets through. Now, this deciding question has a numerical answer. Whoever's closest to the correct answer will be in the final. Here's the question. How many Test match runs did Ian Botham score for the England team? Chris and Ross, please lock in your answers. Chris, you had 1,250. Ross, you had 8,600. Big discrepancy between the two. What's the right answer? 5,200 is the correct total. Which means, Ross, you are going through to today's final as you are closest to the correct answer. Well done. Sorry, Chris, we have to say goodbye to you. You built up a good total. It's very unusual to have a tie-break at that level. Thanks very much indeed for playing. Hope you've had fun.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
OK, good to have you with us. Thank you. Well done, Jude and Ross. You two will now compete to take home the money you've built up so far in our final. Jude, if you win, how would you spend the money?
I've got 2 things that I want to do. One, I've been told I am the worst singer in the world.
No.
So I'm going to have singing lessons. And the other passion I have nowadays is cheese making. My friends will laugh because I've decided I want to be a cheese maker. So I will go and do a cheese making course to see if I can do that or not.
All right. You could combine the two and get some cheesy singing lessons.
Absolutely. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, Professor Cleve, can we just give her a quick lesson? Where should she start?
Well, the first thing you have to learn to is breathe, because if you don't breathe, what happens?
You get short of breath.
You die.
Yeah.
You die.
That's very dramatic.
Rule number 1 is to breathe. That's the first thing to do. When you begin to breathe, you begin to control things.
Give her a note. She's got it.
You see? And you notice that? So you picked up that note already. If we move it a little higher...
It's like there's a load of bees.
I thought someone's let some cats into the
That was beautifully sung, and that's your first
Now
lesson.
you see why I need
Yes.
singing
And
lessons.
can I tell you, Jude, you were by no means the worst in the studio.
Great.
All right. So good luck with
Thank
that idea. Ross, what would you do?
I would go on holiday with my girlfriend, maybe travel somewhere a bit different, maybe South America or something like that.
OK, something nice and simple.
Simple, yes.
Yes, OK, good. Well, good luck to you both. Our final is a general knowledge battle. I'm going to ask you 5 questions each, and whoever gives the most correct answers then takes home the money that they've built up so far. You do have the think tank still on hand to help you out. You can pick someone to consult with before you answer the questions. Each member, though, can only be picked once. The difference in the final compared to the rest of the show is that they haven't seen any of these questions before. So they are just as much in the dark as you are this time, OK? Jude, you built up the most money in the main game. The final starts with you. Here's your first question. Which Scottish city is nicknamed Old Reekie? Got any thoughts about that?
Yeah, I've got a couple of ideas. Not detected any Scottish accents. I think I will stick with my friend Jackie.
Right, Jude. What were your first thoughts?
I was thinking Edinburgh and Aberdeen.
Now, I thought Edinburgh and Glasgow.
OK.
This is a guess, and I have a feeling that it's Glasgow.
OK.
Just guessing it's your answer, of course, that really counts here, Jude.
I'm going to go for Edinburgh. Sorry, Jackie.
No,
That's what I'm going to go
your
for.
choice.
OK. Which Scottish city is nicknamed Old Reekie? Jude, you're saying it's Edinburgh. Let's see if you're in the right place. Edinburgh it is. Well done. It was once a very smoky city because of all the wood and coal fires, and that's why it was called Old Reekie. Well done, Jude.
Thank you.
That's 1 to you. Ross, your first question. Which musical is based on the George Bernard Shaw play Pygmalion? Ring any bells for you at all?
Not at all.
All right. Well, you've got 7 members of the think tank to help you.
I'm going to ask Max.
Well, I'm very glad you did ask me, Ross, because it is actually something I know. So the musical is obviously based on Pygmalion, the novel, or the play even by George Bernard Shaw. But then the play itself, here's a fun fact, is also based on a Greek myth. But then the musical, based on the play, is My Fair Lady in this case.
Max is sounding very, very convincing.
And this is when we find out it's Guys and Dolls.
I'm going to go ahead and go with Max's answer and say My Fair Lady.
My Fair Lady. Which musical is based on the George Bernard Shaw play Pygmalion? Ross is saying My Fair Lady. And he's right. My Fair Lady it is. Featuring, of course, Professor Henry Higgins and Eliza Doolittle. 1-1. Jude, your second question. The Old Man of Lochnagar is a children's book by which member of the royal family? 6 members now to go with of the think tank.
I'm going to go with Cleve.
Calculated guess, I have to say. But if I do remember rightly, Prince Charles is known for... I'm sure he's written a book or a children's book. I'm fairly sure about that.
Prince Charles was what came into my head. I'd kind of thought about Fergie, who wrote the stuff about the helicopters, but she's done some children's books, I think, as well. I think I will stick with Prince Charles and agree with you, Cleve.
The Old Man of Lochnagar is a children's book by which member of the royal family? You're going to go with Prince Charles. Let's see if you're right. Prince Charles it is. Well done. Sarah Ferguson did write books about Budgie the helicopter.
Yeah, that's right.
But this one was by Prince Charles. Wrote it to entertain his younger brothers when they were up at Balmoral one summer. So that's 2-1 to you, Jude. Ross, here's your second question. Ricky Gervais played Andy Millman in which TV sitcom? Let's see if we can get someone to help you here.
I'm going to go with Anisha.
OK, so I know he was in The Office, which did really well over here. And I know that they made it into an American version, which I don't think was as great. But so I think maybe it might be The Office.
I think he has a different character in The Office. I'm pretty sure, because he was the lead person in The Office, and I don't think his name was Andy. But he did, you said going to America, he did go make a sitcom in America. I think it was Extras, I'm not sure. Like,
what is that?
I don't know if he was in that, but I have a vague recollection he might have been.
I'm going to say The Office, but obviously it's your choice.
I'll go and I'll say Extras.
Ricky Gervais played Andy Millman in which TV sitcom? Ross, you're saying Extras. Yeah, it is. Extras also starred Ashley Jensen and had a whole series of celebrity cameos. 2-2 then. Jude, we come back to you. In January 2016, it was announced that Pep Guardiola would become the manager of which football club? Football your thing at all?
No, but I might have an idea.
OK.
Given where I live. Now, Does anybody look like a footballing type? Hello. I'm not wanting to gender stereotype, but I think I'll go for Peter on the back row.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't watch much sport unless I'm made to do physical activity. That's what I really... Manchester United is always in the problems at the moment in the papers, but I'm not too sure at all, I'm afraid.
OK.
What do you sense?
Let's go, I think, because I do live in the city, I think it's Manchester City.
Manchester City?
Yeah.
In January 2016, it was announced that Pep Guardiola would become the manager of which football club? Jude, you're saying Manchester City. Let's see if you're right.
Yeah.
You're indeed, Manchester City it is. Replacing Manuel Pellegrini.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's just up the road from where you live.
I
So
was
well
lucky
done.
on that question.
Well done. OK. 3-2 to you. Ross, you can easily catch up here. What's the first name of the character known as Fletch, played by Ronnie Barker in the TV sitcom Porridge?
I've not actually watched a lot of Porridge, believe it or not. But I think Ken might know.
The name Ronald rings a bell, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I know his name's Ronnie, but perhaps that's why I've got mixed up. Something Arthur Fletcher it is, but I can't think of his first name.
I always remember whenever I have watched it, I always remember just Fletch. That's all I remember.
I think it's either Ronald or Sydney or something like that.
Ken said Arthur is his middle name, and that, for some reason, that name strikes a bell with me. So I'm going to go with Arthur as his first name, so I'm going to go with Arthur.
What is the first name of the character known as Fletch, played by Ronnie Barker in the TV sitcom Porridge? Ross, you're saying it's Arthur. Are you right? Norman is the answer.
Sorry.
No,
Norman Stanley Fletcher. You are a habitual criminal was the line you're looking for. It's the recording of the judge passing down sentence at the beginning of every episode. So no score for you there, Ross. It's still 3-2 to you, Jude. Here's your fourth question. Which country was known as Siam until 1939? Geographical question.
I'm going to go with Lucy. Hi.
Hello there.
I'm thinking Southeast Asia. I'm thinking sort of Thailand or somewhere in that area.
I feel this is something I should really know. Geography is usually one of my really good subjects, and I do travel quite a bit.
I think The King and I was
Yes.
set there, but if you know your musicals and your dancing, maybe.
No, the dancing bits, but not the musicals so much.
I'm still erring on the Thailand, so I'll stick with Thailand.
Fingers
Thailand?
crossed for you.
Which country was known as Siam until 1939? Jude is saying it's Thailand. Thailand it is. Well done.
Yes, well done, well done.
You've been there. You've eaten the soup.
But I couldn't remember the Siam bit.
It's 4-2 to Jude. Ross, this means you do have to get this answer right in order to stay in the game. So here's your fourth question. The British actor Tom Hardy received an Oscar nomination for his role in which 2015 film? You've just got Diane to help you here.
OK.
It was in The Revenant, and he was really a major role in that. And the only one I kind of think of is he was in another one where he was
What's the other one?
two brothers.
No, I think more The Revenant.
I think it's The Revenant.
Yeah.
The Revenant.
Yeah.
The British actor Tom Hardy received an Oscar nomination for his role in which 2015 film? You're saying The Revenant. This to stay in the game, Ross. You have to get this one right. And you're right. Revenant it is. Well done. It was for Best Supporting Actor that he got the nomination. The other film, of course, in which he had two roles, was about the Kray twins, wasn't it?
Twins, that was it.
So well done. This is the fifth question now, OK? There are no think tankers left to help you out. So from here on in, you're on your own. Jude, you lead 4-3. If you get this one right, you will be our winner.
OK.
OK? Constantinople is a former name of which city?
It's my strong point because I've been there, I'm afraid. It's Istanbul.
Istanbul. OK, came to that one very quickly. Constantinople is a former name of which city? To win the game, you're saying Istanbul. It is Istanbul. You're right. Congratulations, Jude. You are today's winner. Well done. Constantinople, named after the Emperor Constantine. It was Byzantium before that, but well done getting that. Commiserations, Ross, you played very well, but I'm afraid you're not taking anything home apart from the memory of a walk in the forest of intellect. That is the think tank.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for being with us. Well done. Jude is our winner. You're definitely taking home your prize of £1,600, and shortly you'll have the chance to add an extra £1,000 to your winnings.
Great.
First, though, shall we congratulate the think tanker who gave the most correct answers during the show? And it was... Captain Max. Something to tell the grandchildren about after all, Max. Jude, you have one last chance then to seriously boost your prize as you face our question impossible. Jude, this is the toughest question of the whole show because no one in the think tank answered it correctly. If you can achieve what none of them could and give us a correct answer, that extra £1,000 will be yours. OK? Let's take a look then at your question impossible. Which former political leader once played a ghost in a Pakistani soap opera? Have a think about that while we give you some help, because we're going to take a look at the wrong answers that the think tank gave, and this will rule some things out for you. OK. Ian Duncan Smith, Gordon Brown, Michael Howard, Tony Blair, Imran Khan, and Bill Clinton. So 6 names you can rule out as former political leaders who once played a ghost in a Pakistani soap opera. What do you think?
Well, Imran Khan was kind of in my mind, obviously, because he's from Pakistan and has dabbled in politics as well as cricket. I've got a name in my mind. It's a vague one. I'm not convinced it's right, but I can't think of anybody else. Benazir Bhutto.
Benazir Bhutto, you're thinking of, as the former political leader who once played a ghost in a Pakistani soap opera. Jude, this is for £1,000. So if you're right, you'll be taking home £2,600. You're saying Benazir Bhutto? Fingers crossed for you.
OK, thank you.
Let's have a look. It's Alex Salmond. Can you believe it?
Never. I would never have got that.
Salmond.
No. That's very random.
The soap opera was called Castle, and it was produced by a friend and SNP supporter. Of course, he was a former leader of the Scottish National Party, and he said he asked Sean Connery for advice on the role.
Really?
Yeah,
Gosh.
I know.
That's
Out of
random.
nowhere, that question, really, isn't it? That's why we call it the question impossible.
Absolutely.
So I'm sorry you didn't conquer
Okay,
that.
no
You're
worries.
still leaving with £1,600, which will help you with singing lessons,
Absolutely.
possibly cheese-making
Yes.
lessons. You could have a third career as a singing cheesemaker.
I could. It'll link up with Cleve as well.
Link up with Cleve.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he'd be happy to come along.
Thank
All
you.
right. So well done. Thanks for
Thank
being
you very
with us.
much. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Join us next time when 3 more contestants will see whether they can bank on the think tank. Until then, it's goodbye from the thinkers.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Bye-bye.